Just make sure to check in, please. Not after the break. I mean for anyone who missed the code. As well. Okay? Don't say high five and continue talking. It's not about it. Okay? I know you're with me, but you're still talking. Okay? Girls at the back, the standing ones. Okay. I have just one question at the parking lot. I don't know if it means you understand everything so far. Now everyone knows that you have this question. You're the one asking this question. Okay. محاضرة جميلة وأخيرا وجدت ورشة ينفذ فيها المعلومات. هو طلب وليس سؤال ولكن طلب. She's the one who's asking this question. ما في safety. أنا أحب أن أكتب ليترسخ المعلومات حيث أشعر أن ما قيل أثناء الوقوف قد ضاع مني. No, what we were doing when we were standing is for you to link the theory with the practice, but then we'll go back to the handout and write everything. Okay? Don't worry. How can I use the parking lot with KG? They can draw their question.
Actually, they not all of them. Some of them they don't have this.
You don't need to use it. You don't need to use it. You just ask them. Okay, here is a trick that we usually. It's in level 2 KAGAN, but I'm gonna say it now. It's ask 3 before me. Okay? So for example, which page? Miss, which page? Which page? And you said it already. Say, okay, ask 3 before me. So you ask your shoulder partner, your face partner, the other teammate in your team. If they all don't know which page number, what does it mean? The rest of the class doesn't know the page number, okay? So usually ask 3 before me, they'll get the answer. If it is for the content, it's fine for them to ask, especially for KG. You are the chef, listen to me. You're the chef. You pick whatever you feel that goes with your grade level, okay? Now the refocus signal, for example, everyone should apply it. You cannot do KAGAN without the refocus signal. But if you feel the barking lot, the team mat, I might need to change it. I'll show you pictures later tomorrow, that they have it as a sticker here for KG, number 1 and A. So it depends. You can be creative in using these management tools, okay? Okay. I turned it black, yes. Okay. Now, another management tool, I'm gonna use it today. Usually I use it the second day, but I'm gonna use it today as well. So, while talking with the team, يعني while implementing or practicing the structure, answering any of the question, I want to do something extra. So for the refocus, I know that I have high 5 and I need your attention back in 3 seconds, okay? But while discussing, يعني round robin, and this is my question, and you started to take turns, I want to keep the volume within the team, okay? So I'm gonna assign, we have it in KAGAN, dozens of extra jobs. We don't have leaders, we don't have writers, this is not cooperative learning. When you assign leader, there is no equity in this one, right? So the leader is processing, the leader is sharing, the leader is the only one learning. We don't use this. As you saw, it's a structure that each one is a leader, okay? What I'm talking about here is an extra job is for teacher to make their job easier. So I want number 2 from each team, you are going to be the quiet captain. Means, okay? Means whenever you're discussing anything, like I said the question, you're applying the structure, but you felt that the volume, okay, is a bit high, you just say, come up with a move, but don't say shh or shut up. Okay? You just put your voice down, okay? Just to keep the volume down, okay? That will, because of the number, will help me more. I'll give you the extra jobs later. So each has a job. So number 2, you're the quiet captain, okay? Yeah. Open page 11, please. Okay. High 5. Okay. Let's take the steps of round robin. Round robin is a very powerful structure for teams, okay? And it has different variations. So far we took single round robin, means just one round. Let's summarize the steps. I know you have the steps, but I want you to write that you have the option to stand up when you answer in a round robin. Okay, why? First, nourishment. nourishment ببلاش كده. So number 1 will stand and share and then sit down and then 2 and then 3 and then 4. Management, so as a teacher, I know who's answering, okay? Maybe I want to do a bit of assessment for this particular student in a safe setting. So I know number 2 is this student that I want to assess. I go and I just listen for his or her answer, okay? So it's more of a management, it's optional for students to stand up. But always, it's always used for questions with multiple responses. You don't say, what is the capital city of Saudi Arabia? Think time, round robin. And then Riyadh. You picked the wrong structure. Don't change your question. Go with something else, with another structure. But if you say, what are the major cities in Saudi Arabia? Can I use round robin? Yes. You need multiple answers, okay? And it's up to you. You think that each student can only answer one question, okay? So come up with words with 3 syllables or 3 letters. You know your students can only come up with 1. So use single round robin. If it is name some of the countries in Asia, okay? So you want to have continuous round robin, so many rounds. And then we have other variations, okay? So it's always for multiple responses. Let's see, where do we use it? First, I want you to focus, especially when you form teams, on non-academic questions, okay? Don't say, la, I'm gonna start with my curriculum, all with the content, the objectives of my lesson. Don't do that, even if they're sitting in teams. Even if you formed the team really well, based on the steps we will take tomorrow. Even if you know your students, okay? You need to ask sometimes questions from outside the curriculum or the subject, okay? For example, write it down. What's your favorite TV program? Okay? Favorite food? Anything with favorite ice cream flavor, whatever, okay? What is your favorite music or favorite band? Or if you're teaching high school girls, what's your favorite makeup brand? Or it's according to the grade level, okay? Always think of fun questions, easy and non-academic. This is how you teach them the structure, taking turns, respecting responses before going deep into your content, okay? Let's check about this. That's your time now. Think of team building questions. Think of questions according to the grade level you teach, okay? That are fun, easy, and non-academic, okay? You cannot ask high school, okay, what is your favorite cartoon character? Okay, but you can ask it for grade 1, okay? Now, to share with your team, I'm gonna apply as a teacher continuous round robin. Means I'm gonna say which number starts first. You share one idea, okay? Favorite movie, and then 2. Based on what question you're gonna ask your students, but it should be non-academic, okay? And it should be easy. For example, don't ask about what do you think of democracy. This is non-academic. Wallah, not in my subject, but it's not easy. It's not fun, okay? Think of fun, anyone can answer it, okay? And keep going. We're gonna start with number 2, and then in a clockwise Many rounds. When it's your turn, how many answers you will share? One. And then you go, 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 until I give the signal. Again, the questions, suggested questions for team building that are fun, easy, non-academic. Starting from number 2, round robin. Go with your team. Even if you don't have, it can be Raleigh Robin, okay? Yes, based on the level you teach, okay? One, but keep going, many rounds. Do you have a teammate here? Where's she? Where? Is she coming?
Should I complete the team? Because I have no one in my team.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Do you have an extra? So into Thalatha? Yeah, you can go there, yes. Okay, high five. High five, quiet captain. Okay. And the quiet captain is still talking. Okay, high five. انه جبتك يا عبد المعين تعين, you know. Yeah. So you got it? You need to apply the structure with non-academic easy question. Why? The teams will not, okay. The teams will not cooperate well with you when you starting from the content if you don't do team building, if you don't ask from outside the content, okay? Now, let's look, high five. Okay, you have a table with team building ideas, right? I listed some, you got some from your team. You can write it down, okay? Now, where to use round robin for the content, okay? First one, write down facts under the ideas for content or academic questions. What do I mean by facts? Questions with specific answers, like multiplication table, for example, parts of cells. Okay? The team building, we're finished from the team building ideas. Now let's focus on content. Most important thing that you ask a question with multiple answers if you're gonna use round robin. Examples of, write it down. Okay, so first one, facts. Teams at the back, please. Examples of. Okay. So examples of things that sink or float. Adjectives, verbs, okay? Any questions that start with give me examples of, and you know that it has many answers, they can come up with many answers, use round robin, okay? If you're teaching, you know the standards, right? The criteria. You want students at the end of the year to achieve this and that. This is common, has nothing to do with US or other country. I want my students at the end of the year to be able to retell stories, including the key details, demonstrate understanding. So when you finish reading the passage or whatever, history, you explained everything, and then using your own words, okay, just list the details, the key details, explain, retell the story, and then you go single round robin. Maybe it's hard for them to go continuous, so single round robin, okay? Here's another standards in math that can be actually achieved by using round robin. Maybe it's not the right structure when they solve a long problem. There are other structures for this, but when it's something verbally or just to show their understanding, you can use round robin. For literacy, paraphrasing, summarizing, I'm talking about content here. You simply can use round robin. So far, أخذنا single round robin and continuous round robin, okay? But we have more. Now, your turn. Some of the academic content in your subject, okay? Think of content that you can use round robin with it. Doesn't matter the variation, but it has multiple responses. So you could go, the steps of saving a file in the computer. That is because I am a computer teacher. Now the math will say something else, and then keep going. So I want you to share in a single round robin this time, no continuous. So we're starting with from one. One will share one idea, 2, 3, 4. If you like it, write it in the table. It might help you, okay? So number 2 is teaching reading. He might go like, I will use it for summarizing. 3, I will use round robin for memorizing the multiplication table. And keep going, okay? Just one round starting from number 1. How are you gonna use round robin with your subject? Go. Now, do you remember our third goal? Don't open the handout. Do you remember it? It's to give you structures that are brain friendly. Remember? Let's look at the safety here. What I did so far to build safety, to make it more of a safe environment for every single one here in the workshop. What I did so far, let's check the keys. First, I started with the class building. You don't know each other. Automatically, you went and joined a group that you already know because you're scared. Lots of students, or let's say participants. So I had to start with a class builder, a structure that is for the class, okay? So let's take a closer look. What is a class building? Open page 14, please. So Dr. Spencer KAGAN said, cooperative learning works best in a caring classroom community. This is what we lack in implementing or doing Johnson or Jigsaw, because we only think cooperative learning is within or in the team. And we neglect or we don't focus more on building a classroom community. So students are only willing to work with whom? With the team, okay? So this is what we need, a class builder. We create this caring and cooperative context through class building. I didn't say, hey, you need to be willing to work with anyone in the class. You are all teachers, you are all grown-up. I didn't say that. I used a structure where you felt that you need to bear with the closest. And that was one class builder. We'll take many later, okay? So together, that is from Marzano. You know Marzano? Yeah. Okay. That is in his book, The Classroom Strategies books, okay? If students sense that they are not welcome, accepted, or supported in the classroom, it is unlikely they will engage in classroom activities, no matter what you do, okay? Or even raising their hand. Let's look what is class building. So let's draw. Remember, brain stores information into pictures. So let's draw in the 4 squares, in the 3 squares. With a class building, it's always start by standing. Okay? So if you see this element in the structure, it's not class builder yet, but it starts with a standing, moving around. Okay? And then working with others in where? No, not teams.
In the class.
In the class, okay? That's why it's called class building, okay? So far, we only took mix, pair, share. But it's not always mix, pair, share. There are other structures, but the elements, the attributes of it, always standing, moving, and sharing with the class. It's always the class, not the teammates. Okay? How many times I can use it in the class? If it is for fun, and you're asking a fun question, we recommend that you use it once a week. If you don't like mix, pair, share, and you think, I don't want them to move when I play music, وبعدين stop, وبعدين, there are other structures that is faster than mix, pair, share. But in general, when they pair, you want to ask once a week a question that is not from the content. If it is the content, as needed. If you want to spend the whole class, you teach, stand up. We have another structure called stand up, hand up, pair up. That's really quick. and then they go back to their seat. You teach the second objective, and then stand up, hand up. It's up to you if it is for the content, but make sure to ask from outside the content at least once a week. It depends how many times you see the students in a week. Okay? Now let's look at another key, which is the team building. That is another thing I did to establish safety in the room. Open page 15. So for team building, through team building, students come to know, like, and respect. This time is not the class, the teammates. In the process, we convert a group of virtual strangers, okay, into a powerful learning team. How do we do that? Just by applying the structure? No. If you will apply the structure from the content, I'm not sure if they will cooperate well with you. What you need to do is, let's draw this together. Let's draw first. Hello. Okay, a balloon, it means you need to ask what does balloon represents. Fun question, yes. And then put X. That is the book, and I want you to put X on it. Non-academic. And it should be easy for all to answer. So even the low student in the team can answer it. Okay, so fun, from out the content, or non-academic, and easy for all students, because when you form teams, you have a low, medium, medium, and high. So when you ask a question, your favorite TV program, can my lows in the class answer it? Yes, then this is a team building. Okay? How many times you should apply it? Let me just finish this, please.
I was asking.
2 times. 2 times a week. Why? Okay. As I said, they come with other issues in their mind. Not your subject, by the way. Not what you're wearing. They're really busy with other issues, okay? And now you're asking them to sit with a team, strangers, based on levels, okay? They don't know their level, of course, but I'm sitting with a 3. I need to share my answer in this subject that I hate, okay? And you're expecting, and you come to me and say, well, KAGAN doesn't work. That's your problem, because you started with the content. Now, I know you need to teach your curriculum. The one at the back, please. Why you need to apply it twice. Okay, why you need to ask from outside the content, so they can help you when you start to apply the structures with academic question. Let me show you how to save your time, okay, and apply it in really an easy way. Now, how many minutes usually when you enter the class you take to open the projector, your lesson, whatever, your PowerPoint, whatever you're using? Usually, how many minutes?
5 minutes.
Let's say 5 minutes, okay? Or even less. I only need 2 minutes, by the way, okay? So you enter the class, Assalamu alaikum, how are you today? And then, while, of course, this is for you don't say this, but while you're opening your stuff, preparing your stuff, opening your slideshow, you tell them, okay, here's the question to you. With your team, How did you spend the weekend? Go in a single round robin. You don't want continuous, right? Single round robin. How did you spend the weekend? What is your favorite program? Whatever. You don't need to observe and go and you know, check what they're doing. This is easy question, fun, non-academic. Open your materials, prepare them. This is what's happening. You're using the time that you are already using or used to use before. You're preparing your stuff, but you're ensuring that you're actually building safety within the teams, okay? The next day, you do the same. So, you're applying it twice a week, sorry. Same with the science, same with the next subject. Do you think when you ask a question, summarize what you have learned from today's lesson? This is content, right? They'll go, I don't want to share with her. It will be easier because they shared personal fun things before, and now they're really respecting each other. And then maybe not in the first week you feel this, but in the second week you'll notice that they really, really respect each other. Okay? So don't say, okay, team building is optional. No. If you don't do team building, I'm not sure if you will be okay in applying the structure with the content. Okay? Now, let's reflect. Close the handout. Time for assessment. Close the handout. Okay. Okay. And now the idea of what I'm going to do is to clear your working memory. Remember the 5 spaces? Yeah. It's full of ziyada, yani. It's boring outside now. Now listen, if I ask, my first question, don't open the handout, okay? Close the handout. What are the critical attributes of a class builder? Think time. I'm gonna give you a hint. That's my hint, that's all, okay? Think solo, don't share, okay? And now with your shoulder partner, okay? A, give your answer to B. Whatever you remember, don't open the handout. Go ahead. Whatever you remember. No, only A shares, okay? B, listen. Don't worry if it's 3, I'll do it now. Okay, high five. High five. Okay. Let's check about your answer, okay? Don't worry if it is wrong. Don't open the handout. Okay, girls? Teachers? High five? Even if it is wrong, this is what you just learned from me, so it's fine, okay? Now, let's do a choral practice. Means, I will do the move, you say the attribute, okay? So the class builder, you need what? Standing, moving around, work with others in the class. Awesome. Okay. Give a cheer. Now the B, the listeners, give a firework cheer to your partner. You know how? So you go like, and then, okay? So the B do this to A, the one who answered, even if he answered wrong. Okay? Now, high five. Don't open the handout. Not yet. High five. Okay. The next question to check, what are the critical attributes of a team builder? Don't share yet. Here is a hint. Think first. High five, think. High five. Solo. You know what is solo? إيش يعني solo? Yes. يعني أنا وراسي. I don't have time to drink. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Now let me give you a management tip, because we have a group of 3, and you could have this because you have absent students or already an odd number. You cannot say B, give your answer to A, and the third person is like, I wish I can contribute, because it's a safe setting, okay? So what you need to do is just as I did before. Now the 3 critical elements of a team builder is 3, right? So you need to divide it between both of you, okay? So B, look at your shoulder partner, name the 3 without looking at the handout. Go. That is fun, non-academic, and easy for all to answer, okay? Give a firework to your partner. So, and then you clap, and then, okay. Okay, now, let's be honest. How many of you, when I said we're going to check the 6 attributes, the 3 from the class building and the 3 from team building, could memorize or remember all the 6? Raise your hand. Okay. 10, 20, okay? And now, how many knows the 6 elements or attributes? The 3 from a class building, the 3 from team building. Okay. High five. You think you're a good teacher. You lectured really well. You used all the tools, everything. You draw, slideshow, movies, all this stuff. By working hard in lecturing and teaching doesn't mean your students are learning, okay? The only way to learn it is to process what you're giving, okay? So I want you to imagine this. You have a glass, okay? And you have a jar full of water. You want to pour this water into this glass, the empty one, and you keep pouring until it's full, but you want to finish it all. So you keep pouring and pouring. What will happen to the extra? Exactly. Okay, so this is what you're doing to their short memory. You're pouring into a glass that is already full, but you have to finish the objective. If you're teaching 6 steps of solving this problem, okay? Teach 3 steps. Stop, okay? Let them process it. Rally robin, round robin, bear, share, okay? Stand up, hand up and bear with someone and share it, okay? Digest the information, go back and then continue with the rest of the steps. If you want to finish the curriculum, I have an easy way for you. Spend the 50 minutes teaching. You'll finish it in 1 month. If you want them to learn, you have to stop and make them digest and comprehend what you're teaching. And this is what I did. I could continue with the workshop, right? But I stopped. What are the elements of a class builder? What are the elements of a team builder? Now I know it's empty. It's all in the long memory now. I know the next day if I ask you about class building and team building, you will answer. Okay? It's in the long memory now. Even if you answered wrong when I said share, you got it wrong, and then in a choral practice, and then I gave the correct answer, it's there forever. Okay? Now, why I emptied your working memory? Because we're gonna do the last structure for the day. Okay? Let's check the bullying and school violence. Maybe we don't have violence, I'm not sure, but we have bullying. We do? Okay. Okay. Do you have something like this in your school? Do you get this? It's normal. Okay. Let's look at some of the research's results. High five. 70% of school staff, these are the sources of the studies if you want it, 70% of school staff have seen bullying, witnessed, and they didn't report. Okay? 70% of young people say they have seen bullying in their schools. Okay? We're talking about young people, elementary. Kids who are bullied can experience negative physical and mental health issues. And not only as a psychotherapist, I'm not talking about what would happen for students during the school years. I'm talking about later, when they are adults, when they are fathers and mothers, okay? If they were bullied in school, this will impact their mental health. This will cause more of a trauma later that they need to heal from. I have a patient who has OCD, you know OCD? Yeah. Obsessive compulsive disorder, okay. And the behavior he keeps repeating, he's 28 years old, is that he walks like for 1 step and he goes, it wasn't right, and he goes back. For 1 hour, 1 step. Can you believe? He's suffering from this. That's why he likes to work like desk work where he's seated, because he suffers from this. Of course, with medication and therapy, he's improving. But what was the cause of this? Let's say 20–30% genetic. He has an aunt already OCD. But because he was bullied in the school from the way he walks, he was a bit chubby, and every time he walks, they make fun of him, so he has to go back and sit until it becomes automatic habit in his brain. With the genetic factor, now it's even more complicated. So the bullying, think about your son, your daughter. It's not about the school years only. They're gonna score lower than their colleagues or something. No, it's for later in their life. Okay. Now, I want you to look at this question. How can using class building, interacting with the class, okay, and team building, sharing, respecting my opinion, my answer in a team, can improve students' interactions and can help reduce bullying, okay? And to answer this question, I'm gonna apply, it's my favorite structure. It's called think, write. It is round robin, but before you share, you think, don't start yet. You think of the answer, you write it down solo. Solo, alone, okay. And then you get to share it with the team. Why I'm using, high five, don't start yet. Why sometimes I need my student to write their answer. I say round robin is a structure for verbal answers, right? And rally robin. But sometimes I need them to write before they share. Why? Okay. Now, if I ask a question like at the end of the class, okay? What have you learned from today's story? If it is a literacy or a language art or reading, okay? What have you learned from? And you know, as a teacher, they only can come up with 2-3 answers. This is why you can see that the benefits of the story, okay? So if you go like single round robin, number one start. And number one goes like, I learned that we should respect little kids, for example. That's from the story. Number two have thought exactly the same answer. And he goes, no, I wanted to answer this. Because you know, it's only few answers. In this case, you go with think, write, even if they all have similar answers, that's fine. It's their effort. Remember individual accountability? It's my answer. And then you stand, I learned this and that. Number two, I don't, it's the same answer, but I wrote it already. I'm gonna share it. And then 3 and 4, okay? So maybe you will have similar answers to this question. It doesn't matter, as long as you wrote it solo before, okay? So now let's apply it in your board or any of the notes page, empty pages in your handout. Here's my question. How can using class building and team building, interacting with others, whether in the class or the team, can help reduce the bullying in my school? And imagine every single teacher is doing this in the class. Okay, so think, let's go the first. Write your answer solo, don't share it. Let your colleagues to think and write. Okay? Even if it is one answer, because they're interacting with each other, they're respecting others. Yeah. I'm gonna drink.
مدير المدرسة الحين حيجي بس يلقي كلمة لمدة 5 دقائق.
بعد الراوند روبن عشان هذه ستراكشر كامل. بعدها اجا هو
جاي.
اوكي. Okay, you can simply write keywords, just something to remember. And then what's the third step? is to share it with the team. We're gonna do a round robin. The person who's gonna start starting with number 3, but this time I'm gonna add something, okay? When you share, stand up, read whatever your opinion about this question, sit, and then, so we said we'll start from number 3, and then 4, and then 1, and then 2, one round only. Just stand when you share, and then sit down. Ready? Round robin, go. Starting from number 3, yes. Stand when you share. Yes, you're 3. So it could be as a management tool. Now we have 100 something here, okay? This is not the case in your class. The maximum number you have, 25. So basically you have, how many groups? Math. 6 groups, okay? You're not going to stand like me in the front of the class, okay? Give the structure and watch from here, okay? You need to be moving around, observing, checking that they're sharing, checking that they're applying the structure, at least for a month until you say round robin, you're busy with something, or you want to assess specific students. Okay? Cool. Okay? You understand? So you need to be moving around. It's only 6 tables. checking that, yes, even if you don't want them to stand, you can tell that they are finished, okay? Now, let's empty the working memory again. Open page 16, please. Okay, and let's highlight. I know you don't have a highlighter. You could bring tomorrow your own tools. Okay, just put a star, underline, circle. I'm going to show you the structures. Okay, high five. Okay, here are the structures. We've taken many structures so far. Just to remember, what are the structures when you look back at your handout? So from the top, mix, pair, share. Not from the top, I'm just listing it based on how we took it in this workshop. So if you want to remember what is mix, pair, share, just write stand up, put the stand, the moving. You can write the new job so you can remember when I asked you about it. It's just a link to what we did in the workshop. It will be better later to remember it. Rally Robin, highlight or put a circle or a star. Rally Robin. Now listen, don't worry about this. This is tomorrow, okay? Just star or underline Rally Robin. Round Robin. Single round robin, it's from the top. Okay. Think right round robin, which is the last one we just did. You could add bullying beside it so you remember that we applied it when it was that question. Yes, and then timed pair share. You could remember it by the new job. You had a time to answer. Or simply write 30 seconds. It's not 30, but just for you to remember. Or you can draw a clock or something. And of course, all these structures, we're gonna apply it later with other structures. So don't worry. Okay? So far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So far, structures for verbal responses, right? High five. Verbal responses only. The timed pair share, I talked. Only the round robin, I engaged the think right before in order to share something. It might be similar to others, that's all. But so far, the 6 structures were mainly for verbal, okay? Tomorrow, we're more into worksheets, exercises in the book. So far, it's only verbal. Don't worry about this, okay? Before I start this section, if Amro, if he wants to come now before I go with this section? No? Hi, what? Okay, fine. It's okay. Okay, now think about this. I'm gonna ask you a question. If you know the answer, willing to answer, raise your hand. Why did I bother using the structures with you? Why I was so rigid? Like, Step 1, stand up, do this, high five. Why I use this structure? Why I didn't ask you to just open the handout, read the steps, and let's brainstorm some ideas in applying the structures. Raise your hand if you know the answer. Look around, how many hands are raised? From the 100, we only have 5, 6. Is my question difficult? Was it difficult? طيب. So you're used to, okay. It's an easy question, but it wasn't safe for all to raise their hand and answer, right? You'll always face this in a traditional teaching. Okay. Now, same question. Let me show you how you get the chance to answer it in a safe way. Again, why I made you apply the structures. To stand, go many rounds, write down, think, write, do it. Think of the many answers, okay? Build a list in your mind. And then remember, what is this? List of answers, yes. Why we're applying those structures in reality, let's say, okay? High five your face partner. Just high five your face. Okay, this is the partner you're gonna share with. B, start, share one answer. I think so we can remember it later. Then A, and then B. Keep going until I give the signal. Okay? Why we're doing the structure? Why I'm doing it with you? Go with your face partner. If you are a group of 3, it's round robin. Yeah. So you do a round robin, okay? So let's check, let's look at the simultaneous interaction. I went from 1 sharing the answer, right? I had 5 raising their hand, but I can only pick 1. So I went from 1 to what percentage? No, at the same moment. 50%. I went from 1 sharing 1 day of KAGAN cooperative learning workshop. It's supposed to be 16 or 12 hours from the first level. The first level is 40 hours. And this is just the beginning, just to become familiar with the strategy of cooperative learning, the structures of KAGAN. You will work with around 16 to 18 structures out of 250 structures of KAGAN. Okay? Well, I promise you from this workshop, it's gonna be super, super interactive. You will apply every single structure, and it's not about cooperative learning. It's not only about cooperative learning. It's a bundle of many instructional tools, including management, brain-friendly strategies or approach. Yeah? Differentiating instruction, active learning. So you will gain yes, it was good before. Yeah. Okay. Okay, just in case you want to take a picture, I'm going to raise this one. Okay, my name is Fatin Salah. I have a doctorate in, oh gosh, excuse me. I can't, I have to be with my laptop. Okay. I have a doctorate in counseling and psychotherapy. My clinic is in Riyadh, and I am the founder of Learning and Development Company, which is the representative of KAGAN in Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. Okay? So you might ask, wondering why I am giving KAGAN. I am a psychotherapist. I deal with psychological disorders. I have people with depression, anxiety, schizophrenia. Why I'm doing this? Okay. And most of my clients are teachers, by the way. Okay. So why I'm doing this? My master was in cognitive psychology before I take. And when we study cognitive, it means we study the brain. And I wanted to bring structures. I wanted to bring approach that is brain-based, based on how the brain works. No matter what's the age, no matter what's the grade, the ability, the level, the brain is the same. Okay, we're not talking about IQ here, we're talking about the structure of the brain. So I wanted actually something that deals with all the 4 parts of memory, based on how the brain processes the information, until we found KAGAN in 2015. And of course, KAGAN in the market or in the educational field since 1970. When Dr. Spencer KAGAN started KAGAN, he tried KAGAN for 10 years, and it was out there in the educational system in 1980. So you're not experimenting with your students. You have something that's been studied for 10 years, first in many schools in the US, before teachers started to implement it, and it's research-based. Lots and lots of researches about those structures. So this is why we brought KAGAN. So you have an extra bonus in this workshop. You can come in the break if you suffer from anything. Okay. So I need you to, and that's the only time you will use your mobile today, is to check in, just scan the code, and you need to do this every day for the coming days in the workshop. Make sure that you write your name correctly, and in order to take your certificate, you have to attend the 3 days. You have to check in every day, yeah?
المدرسة عندك مشكلة بالتصوير؟
تصوير ايش؟
بنصور بحساب المدرسة.
No problem, yeah. Just a quick note. We have 3 teams, basically 3 teams on each arrow, or the 2 tables. join to make 3 teams. Okay, so let's consider that you're sitting with another 3. So each group is 4 teammates or persons. Okay, so you're not 6. You're not a team of 6. You know what I mean? Okay. Because of the number, we had to do it this way, mimicking something that might happen in your class as well. Yeah. So I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna show you pictures now, okay? Pictures of students applying KAGAN structures around the world. What I need you to do is to think in your head, solo, don't discuss it. Just look at their facial expression, their body language. Okay? So I'm gonna start now. These are students applying Raleigh-Robin structure in Brazil. In Australia, match mine on the floor, doesn't matter. Quiz trade while standing and moving, they're doing cooperative learning. Timed bear share in Scotland. If you want to really see what's happening, you look at the students, not the teacher and the class. In India, this class has 70 students. 70. We have 100, so it doesn't we still can apply KAGAN, yeah. Without moving the tables, the desk and the chairs. Under the table, Raleigh read. In Japan, round robin. Find someone who they're doing the worksheet while moving in Mexico. Raleigh table, New Zealand. Just look at the students, okay? Numbered hits together in Illinois, US. Philippines round table, you're doing a project. Sage Scribe in Singapore. Carousel feedback in Saudi Arabia. Okay. So all structures, different groups, different grade levels, different countries. Okay. You've seen the structures now being implemented in many schools around the world, okay, and different grade level. I want you to think from what you observed. Just think to yourself. Can you think of a word that captures what they have in common? Different subjects, different sitting, like the arrangement, different grade level, countries. If you have the word engagement in your head, stand up. If you thought of engagement, stand up. Awesome. Thank you. Yes. Okay, thank you. So this is why we call it structures for engagement. This is what you will get immediately if you apply KAGAN the next day, the next week, or you will notice that the level of engagement in your class is better than before. This is what you get immediately. And then you will start to notice the test score, the management, etc., with becoming familiar with the structures. So Dr. Spencer KAGAN, as I said, started this. He was a professor at the University of California, and he was teaching psychology. When he started to use those structures, he used it with students in his class, let's say, or lecture. Okay, so uni students. And then he found he wanted them to be fully engaged in order to process the information and pass, become successful in this career. This is why he created something, as I said before, brain-based. Yeah? Now, if you want to implement KAGAN in the correct way, it's not about learning the structure. Otherwise, I would just tell you to open the handbook, read the book, and just check all the 200 structures and apply it. It's not about structures. Hello. Hello. Okay, let's use this one. Okay. So first, we need teams in order to apply the cooperative learning. You cannot do it without groups. And the ideal number for a group is 4. And I think tomorrow we'll take how to form teams based on different levels. And then the second thing we need is a class building. KAGAN is the only approach. And by the way, KAGAN, we don't say strategies, we say structures, because the cooperative learning is the umbrella. It's the strategy. We have Jackso, we have Johnson, we have KAGAN. So KAGAN is not a strategy. Those are like more of a tools, let's say, or structures to deliver the cooperative learning, okay? So we have structures for class building. It means the students are willing to work with any student in the class, not only the teammates. So we have structures while the students are moving and interacting with the class. And then the third key is team building. We have structures for helping the team to bond more and help us with the content. And don't worry, we will learn all this. We also have management to make sure that we are implementing the structures in the correct way. I usually say it's for everything. You can actually use the tips that I will be giving you, even if you want to just do a traditional teaching. Social skills. One of the most important elements, okay, or aspect in these structures is teaching social skill or skills without teaching social skills. So it's there, it's embedded, it's indirectly there in the structure. You will notice this, okay? In the coming or these days, the workshop days, you will notice that your communication skills, your social skills will be improving. And this is what will happen with your students. You cannot teach social skills. It has to be there in every single class, in every single subject. And you don't have time. You want to finish the curriculum. So you have tools now, you have structures that have those social skills already in place. You only need to apply the structure while delivering the content, the objectives. And the sixth key is the PIES. If you understand the PIES, the PIES, okay, you can tell if you are applying cooperative learning in the right way or not. So it's not about giving you the structure, which is the 7 keys. It's about understanding, telling the difference that this approach, for example, next week or next year you're reading about Naeem's approach for cooperative learning. If you understand the pies, you can see if you want to apply it or not. So I want to give you knowledge more than just applying the structures, okay? So I want you to picture yourself when you, or any other new teacher, when you started this career, you had something in your mind. I want my students to, which is including me when I started, to be more engaged in the class, right? Is this something you all want? Okay. So let's picture here, if you like, we have 3 classes behind me. Okay, let's call the first class, okay, or door, classroom A. And I have a question here, which is an open-ended question, or let's say thinking question. What are qualities of a good teacher? And I am more of a traditional teacher, let's say, in this class, okay? So here's the question, and I'm gonna call on one. So you can raise your hand if you know the answer. What are some of the qualities you think of a good teacher? Raise your hand if you know the answer or willing to answer. Go ahead, yeah.
I believe the best quality of a teacher is having some communication skills.
Communication skills.
Communicate with the students and understanding the difference between him, her, and them, and trying to convey ideas in a suitable way. Another thing, understanding the types of students that he's dealing with. Some students are perceptive to audible content, some others are perceptive to visual, and some others are for kinetic and movement. So he needs to implement those.
Differentiate instruction.
Yeah, understand the types of students and try to invest in them in whatever they're capable of.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so I have this class, I asked the question, and I picked one to answer the question, or basically the one who raised the hand, right? Is my question difficult?
No.
So, if no, why you didn't all raise your hand? And
they are not engaged.
they're shy, they're will learn later, it's not brain friendly, okay? So I picked basically because I want to move on with my class, the 50 minutes that I have. So I picked the one who raised the hand, right? Okay, let's move to the next class. Let's call it classroom B. And I have the same question. What are qualities of a good teacher? But I want you to discuss it with your team this time. Remember, just for the one who just arrived, the team is the 4 you're sitting with. So each table, long table, has 3 teams, okay? Got it? And as you can see, it has a team top, it has a team mat. Yes. So okay? So with your team, what are the qualities of a good teacher? Go. With your team. في لخبطة هنا. So I'll tell you. So you're actually, no, I'm talking about the table. He has to be with them. No writing, just verbally, just discuss it verbally. You're with this team, sorry sir, here, yeah? And then you're there. Yes. Now look at the level of engagement, okay? Like if someone just come in the room, a supervisor, inspector, whatever would say, this is really, there are vibes, there are, there is energy in the class, okay? But let's look closely at what's happening on each team. Was it easier for some to just hide and not answer the question?
Yes, it was.
Yes. So there was no equal participation. Some just took the whole time sharing the answer, and the other, yes, correct. Maybe they're lazy, still sleepy, they don't want to participate. I'm fine with listening. I signed with the listening team, listeners. So if it is not structured in a way that every single student in the class can share or has the chance to share, this is not cooperative learning. It's just like more of a cafe sitting. Okay? Now let's go to the third class, which is a class that is using KAGAN. So I'm gonna pick a structure that goes with my question. Okay? You're not teaching KAGAN. You're not starting with a structure. You start with your content, and then you pick the right structure that goes with it. So there is no specific preparation for KAGAN. There's no form to start with. Same question that I had as a traditional teacher, same question if you're applying group work, okay? I'm gonna use it and see how I make every single one engaged. Okay, so the first structure I'm using here, because I have a list of answers, qualities of a good teacher. It's Raleigh Robin, and I want you to look before writing anything in the handout, to look at the picture, okay? Brain stores information into pictures, never in words. You're teaching chemistry, math, Islamic, whatever, draw, show pictures, and then you explain your lesson. It will be stored in the long memory forever. Let's make a test, actually. If I say the word family, what comes to your mind? First thing. It's not your family name, right? It's not a word, never a word. It's the picture of a family, whatever. If I say the word justice, a picture, okay? So this is why I want you to show pictures first. I'm talking about any content, not only the structure. So look at the picture, okay? In Raleigh Robin, Raleigh means two, and Robin means talking, okay? So in this structure for verbal answers only, okay? So because the question I had, what are the qualities of a good teacher? You build a list in your mind. You think of a list. And when I say go, you will work with the shoulder partner or the one next to you, okay? That will be your partner for this structure. And the one closer to the stage, let's say, will be the first to go, the one that goes first, and share just one answer. So I go like communication skills, okay? And then the next partner gives how many answers? One, another one, knowledgeable, or he knows more about the content. And then A, and then B, and then A. It's a bing bong until I say stop. Now, if you run out of ideas that you thought of, you will see that sitting with someone in a safe setting or environment will fire, we call it a neuron. The neurofires means the brain will be firing, working more. and building on your partner's ideas. So you will come up with more, even more than the one you thought of, okay? So let's apply it. What are the qualities of a good teacher? First, I want you to think solo. Build a list individually. Don't share yet. Don't share yet. Just try to build a list. And then with the person sitting next to you, okay, that will be your partner. If you only have one across the table or facing you, that could be your partner for now, okay? How many answer you will give when it's your turn? One. Don't list everything, okay? Riley, Robin, go. On each table, but we will manage this. Okay. Now look at the class. The percentage or number of students engaged this time, or participants, I mean. Everyone, right? Why? Because I structured the engagement. Okay, it wasn't like, okay, hello? It wasn't like just talk with the team. I did not just pick one. I structured the engagement so you have equal participation in your class. Okay, with a better setting, with a better arrangement, students get to share whether they are ADHD, low achievers, gifted, doesn't matter. I get my time. I can share my thinking, okay, in a safe setting, okay? So as you can see, same question, I only picked the tool. The tool with teacher A was just calling on one. The tool with teacher B, just talk with your team or share with your partner without structuring this engagement. And with C, same question, I just picked the right structure that goes with multiple answers or responses, okay? So you saw the level of engagement, which you will witness more during the workshop. Let's look at something else we want our students to achieve, is to have higher test scores. If it is not the first thing that we want, actually, right? Okay, let's see if KAGAN can help us do this. As I said before, KAGAN is based on many researches. If you go to kaganonline.com and click on researches, it's like you'll see thousands and thousands, okay? I picked one for you. So in US, they usually do FCAT test for every single state, okay? Just to measure the reading and math for every single school in every single district in the state, okay? So Florida, the state of Florida was, as you can see, like it was scoring like medium, let's say 50, around 50. And there is a big gap, there is a difference between this state and the other states. So Florida heard about KAGAN. They read the researches and they called KAGAN Come and Help. Let's see if it's working. Let's see if those structures can help raise the test score, at least with reading and math. So they contacted KAGAN and they chose one school in one of the lowest districts. And this school is elementary school. It's called Berkeley Elementary School. They gave the workshop, like the one you're taking, and then they continued with level 1 with a proper coaching from the KAGAN team. At the end of the year, Berkeley School scored after 1 year. That was in 2000. This is what they scored in reading. This is what they scored in math. And why I like this study? Because it's not from KAGAN. It's not from the district. It's not from the state. Okay? It's a different organization that does the FCAT test for all the states. Okay? And then you might say, well, the first time you apply any approach, you can see results, not that much, but it's okay. Okay? But after that, do you think the test score kept increasing, or at least they maintained those results? That is after 10 years. Because you become familiar with the structure. You don't even put it in your preparation. Immediately, students, I ask a question, and it's open-ended, and I go, while they're thinking, I go, okay, I'm gonna pick Raleigh, Robin, timed per share, number hits together. You don't have to prepare it, you know it. And maybe you take level 2, and then you take level 3. So this is why the test scores kept increasing, and they became KAGAN model school after they were really scoring the lowest in the district. Okay? That is for test score. Let's check the equity. Usually when you do a pre-test, like if you do a pre-test next week for your class, this is what you usually get. You see, and which is normal, low students, right? And then really cannot read or write. And then let's say grade 2, for example. And then you have high achievers or high student, which is normal, okay? But look at the gap. I know that we have students that are medium, but I'm talking about the gap between the low and the high. Really big one. And then you start to think, I need to differentiate instruction. I need to do different worksheets. I need to take them after class, whatever, okay? So they tested the direct instruction, which is classroom A, remember? Calling in one, yeah, the traditional teaching. And this is what they got after the post-test. The low, I mean, they achieved, they did well because they studied after the exam, before the exam, I'm sorry, right? This is why they got the test score. Here I'm talking about test score, not the participation in the class. And the high increased because who raises their hand in the class? Who volunteered? Who actually processing the information? Willing to participate, can remember later the information. The highs, okay? But the problem here, what happened? The gap increased. And And you go like, wallahi, yani, I worked so hard and I did this and that, differentiated instruction and different structures, but I still have this gap between the lows and the highs. Okay? Now they did a post test after cooperative learning. This is what the lows really increased their test score. Why? Because they are engaged, processing every single task. If it is a worksheet, if it is exercises in the book, if they need to answer verbally, if it is thinking skills, procedure learning, in every single task in the class, they are working, they are engaged, they're processing the information. And this is how the brain works. If you want to learn, you have to talk, you have to digest the information. And the only way is to say it, to verbal it, yes, okay? The high also achieved, yeah? Because they're sharing, they're doing the same, but also the bonus here that they're learning social skills, interpersonal skills. Gifted students don't like to share, don't like to interact. They want to keep it for themselves. Now I put them in a group and I apply those structures, and because of the pies, the positive interdependence, I cannot do Rally Robin alone. I need the medium level, the low that is sitting next to me, to do her part or his part in order for me to take the turn. So they learn how to take turns at least and communicate. But the good thing also, I decreased or I closed the gap a bit. Okay? You will see this in your class, I promise. We need to close it, yeah. And the third thing we want as teachers is to be buddies, not bullies, okay? I mean social skills, interpersonal skills. And as I said, you cannot teach it. You cannot give a lesson about communication skills. They have to practice it. It's like the language. You can't just teach it and assume they will learn it. They know how to speak English. They need to practice it. It's same with social skills.
We can show them the skill.
You'll see, it's in the structure, so you don't have to work hard on telling them, look, when we did Rally Robin, this is eye contact. I didn't say that. It was indirectly there. I didn't say take turns. It was there. I didn't say I need active listening. It was there. Okay, this is what I mean. It's embedded in each structure. So by applying KAGAN, inshallah, you will get all this. Okay. Now let's do some of housekeeping. We started a bit late today, so I think we'll have the break 10:15 or something for 30 minutes, okay? And then we'll end around 1 if you behave. And this is for every day, okay? I want you also to silence your phone, please. And if you have a bag or a bucket, put your phone there. And I'll tell you why. It's not being like, this is my workshop. No, no, no. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because of you. It's something for you. In the brain, we have a short-term memory and we have a long memory, okay? The short is based on researches. Adults, they only have 5 spaces. Kids have 7. So they can actually, whatever I'm giving you now, it goes to the short memory, And then if I process it, it goes to the long memory, okay? But whatever I'm giving right now, you only have 5 space for it. So I know your phone is silent, but then you get a message like, Mommy, don't forget to bring this and that, okay? 1 space is gone. I know that you're not gonna answer or reply, but already busy. Your brain, 1 space is, and I need all your 5 space. It's really rich, very rich workshop. Okay, so that's why I want you to put it on your bucket, so you can be with me in the workshop and enjoy those 3 days. Okay. If you need to make any phone call or reply or answer, just raise your hand, take your phone and go out, do whatever, and then come back. Yeah? Also, no photos or videos, especially for the slideshow. This is protected by KAGAN, so please, okay? That's social media team, and they already have everything. For you, you have everything on the handout. Unless there is a quote or something and you want to put it on your Snapchat, or I'll let you know. Okay. Now I want to know more about you. So I'm going to use from KAGAN, take off, touchdown. So I will ask a question. If your answer is yes, you take off. Yani you stand. Okay? And then you sit down. And then I'll ask another question. If you fit, you go, you stand up. شجرة نملة يعني. Okay? So if you have less than 3 years experience as a teacher or in the education field, less than 3 years, take off. It's okay, it's okay. Which is a good start. If you start with KAGAN, you'll be welcome, thank you. Touchdown, okay. If the number of years of the experience from 4 to 6 years, take off. Not bad. Thank you so much. Okay. If you have from 7 to 12 years of experience, take off. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Thank you so much. More than 13 years of experience, take off. Awesome. MashaAllah, yes, they deserve it. But you look young, yeah. Hang on there. It's getting better. Okay. Admin, do we have supervisors from the administration? Take off. Just 1, 2. Welcome. We have a workshop, it's called KAGAN for cooperative meetings, and you can apply any of the structures in your meetings as well. Yeah. Okay, if you teach high school, take off. It's really good information for me. I really want to know who's here. Thank you. Thank you. If you're teaching kindergarten, thank you. Did you notice something? When I said high school, they were like, and the KG was there's something about, you get it. You get this vibes from your students somehow. Okay. Lower elementary, 1, 2, 3, grade 1, 2, 3. They're still smiling, but not like KG. But you're okay. Thank you. So 1, 2, 3 only with the girls section, right? Because I noticed Mafi. Okay, 4, 5, 6, or upper elementary. Okay, thank you. Math teachers. Oh. I have a learning disability in math. شافت صالح معي يعني. Thank you so much. But they're smiling and I don't know why. It's a tough subject. Chemistry. Thank you. Science for the lower, I mean elementary and science. Okay. Thank you. Do we have sport teachers here? Sport? المفروض على طول توقف. Like a sport teacher. Yes. Okay. Computer teachers. Okay. I'll make sure to show samples or examples from applying the structures with IT. Thank you. I didn't know they have. Okay. Islamic and Arabic? No? Okay. 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 Awesome. So, if your teams, if your students in your class sitting in teams, doesn't matter what you're applying, what structure, what, just sitting in teams, stand up, take off. Okay. Okay, and the rest? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Last question. If you have attended or read about KAGAN before, take off. Oh, cool. Amazing. Thank you so much and nice meeting you. Okay. More of housekeeping, but this time is more of management, okay? To manage to apply the structure, you cannot do it. One second. You cannot do it without a quiet signal. So we used to call it a quiet signal. But what we need actually from students is to refocus. It's more of a, it's not just quiet. We need them to refocus with the teacher or the instructor. You cannot apply KAGAN without a signal. Why? Because the level of engagement, you see, so when I was like, thank you, stop, thank you. I was trying hard to make them be with me back with the workshop. So today I will be using a refocus signal. So open page 8, please. Okay. When you see me at any time, raising my hand and saying high five, okay? If I say high five while you're working, talking, moving, this is what you need to do, and this is what your students need to do, is to put your hand up. You don't have to say high five. You just put your hand up to stop talking, to stop doing whatever you're doing. Full attention on the teacher. And then, because I know we might have ADHD students, we might have verbal intelligence students, and they will be still talking, so you need to signal others as students, okay? So I know the teacher said high five, I raised my hand, but one of my team my partners still, I just signal others to be quiet. I need the whole class to be fully back with me in 3 to 5 seconds, okay? So let's test it. I want you to tell your partner, whether your face partner, shoulder partner, what you had for dinner yesterday. Go ahead. Don't say what you had, yani name the food. Yes, it's better you raise because you will be silent by still writing. So raise your hand. You don't have to say high five in 3 to 5. You took 5 seconds, but anyway. Let's make it 3 next time, okay? Awesome. Now the other management tool I will be applying, and you can apply it in the class as well, is whenever you have a question, since we have, mashallah, teachers with more than 10 years of experience, of course you have prior knowledge about cooperative KAGAN learning or KAGAN, okay? Or you have this, like, I really need to ask this question. What if I have students that they're doing this and that? If I keep taking questions while I'm giving the workshop, we will leave at 5 p.m. Okay? But KAGAN team really listened from the many years of experience they've given this workshop in many countries. They know what's in your head. They know what's whenever we're doing or explaining something. So I just want you to wait. It will be answered. I know, okay? If not, okay, you can just write it on a post-it in the team tab, the box for each team. Post-it, okay? So you can write your question without writing your name. I want to establish safety. Feel free to ask anything. Don't say that this is silly, I'm not gonna put my name. Don't put your name, okay? And during the break, I have the parking lot here, okay? Just post your question. I would collect them all after the break and answer them to the whole class. Okay? In case your question is not answered, wasn't answered during the workshop. Okay? Deal?
Related to the workshop or?
Workshop, yes. Yeah. Yani, no personal questions. Yeah, I mean workshop. Okay? So use the parking lot. Do you have students? High five. High five. Do you have students while you're giving the lesson, they just want to show themselves. They just want to ask anything. Use the parking lot. Say you have to wait till I start or ask you to solve the exercises, whatever in the book, write it, put it in the parking lot, okay? And do you have students, they want to ask, but they feel that the class might laugh or they feel that their question is silly? Use the parking lot. Okay. Another thing I want to show you is to give you the goals of this workshop. I want you to know where you're headed, what we're gonna gain from this workshop. It's not about structures only. So open page 7, please. So there are 3, just to make it more brain friendly. We have 3 goals for this workshop. Let's write it together, okay? First one, the big picture, the vision, okay? I want you to understand the difference between cooperative learning and group work, okay? And the difference is in understanding the pies. Go ahead and write the letters P-I-E-S. Page 7. Wait. Yes, in the circles, exactly the same. Oh. Okay? So this is the first goal.
Can I guess?
What?
Can I guess?
What?
The pie?
Yes. Just write the letters. We'll explain that. I'm giving you the goals. Okay? High five? Okay. So the second goal is to give you structures. I want you to just draw a border around this box or rectangle, sorry, and a circle. And I just want you to imagine it's a suitcase or a box, because this is what I'm gonna give you. It's a toolbox full of structures. What is special about these structures, that whenever you want to generate activity, you start with the content. You never start with the structure. Not because I liked numbered heads together. I'm gonna look for content or a question that goes with it. No. It's the same thing that you're doing, and then you pick the right structure. Yeah? It doesn't need any special preparation. We don't have a KAGAN preparation form. You can apply it every 10 minutes. Why 10 minutes? Because this is what the brain can take from lecturing. So you can lecture, talk, explain how to do whatever, okay? Stop, and then use a structure, either to process the information you just gave, the book, solving the worksheet, doing the project, whatever. So you can use it every 10 minutes. So you can apply around the 3 structures in the class. Don't worry about this. don't do this. We'll do it later. Okay, I'm just giving you general content, free. That's why I asked who's teaching sport. Computer, KG. You can use it with any subject, and it can be part of every lesson. Revision, even you're asking non-academic questions, okay? Starting of the lesson while teaching or giving a new objective. And the third goal is to give you brain friendly. That was actually the first reason why we brought KAGAN here, okay? Brain, I don't know if you have attended any workshop related to brain teaching or brain-based teaching, okay? So in a nutshell, brain needs 3 things to work, okay? First one is safety. So if I go like, okay, Miss Caroline. Hi. What's your name?
Ala.
Ala. Ala, who invented electricity?
Edison.
Ala. Okay. Now what happened to Ala? Exactly. Right? I know that Ala knows the answer. I know. But what happened to her, because I picked her randomly, okay, to answer the question, what I did is I shut something in the brain. It's called prefrontal cortex. This part in the brain is for functioning, for executive functioning, for thinking. When you are scared for any reason, when you're shocked, as you said, this goes shut. You can't think. It's not about that you are a bad teacher or the student didn't get it or they're lazy. No, is that it's shut. They can't think. And what is firing now is the amygdala, which is the threat system in your brain. So you go like, you freeze. Not me. I did not invent it. Wasn't me.
So we don't have to ask the students randomly.
Yes, that is it. Listen, before, I remember before we used to call or select the one who's raising their hands. Now, for some reason, I attend classes and they go, Ali, what? Answer the question. Which question? Okay? Don't pick randomly. I mean, we are in this workshop so you can apply KAGAN. Okay? But if you want to go back to the traditional teacher, per favor, at least pick the one that is raising their hands. At least. Okay? Now, so the first thing the brain needs is safety. Remember when I asked what are, high five. Okay? Remember when I asked what are the qualities of a good teacher? Only one raised his hand. And it wasn't a difficult question, but it wasn't safe for your brains to answer. Okay? So first thing we need, or the brain need, is safety. And how we assure this in KAGAN is by something called class building. We have structures for the class. We have team building. And the sharing is in pairs or teams. Safe setting, safe place to share. Yeah? The next thing that our brain needs is nourishment. I want you to put down your pencil, pen, whatever, and join your two fists together this way. Can you all see me there? At the back? Okay, put it here. Show it to your friend, partner. This is the size of your brain. Disappointed? Literally, it's the size of your two hands together. Two fists, yeah. Don't worry, Einstein had a really small brain. High five. Okay. High five. 1, 2, 3. We are leaving at 1. Okay. Now, the size of this brain, even if it is small, we are the same, 1.4 kilo, okay? And 25% of this brain, in order to function, needs nourishment. What kind of nourishment I'm talking about here? Chocolate? No, not exercise.
Thinking.
Oxygen and glucose. And these two, based on studies, the only way to bump this oxygen and glucose into this 25% is movement. There is no other way, okay? So sometimes you get students while you're lecturing and giving your lesson and they go like, right? Why they're doing this? They're not lazy, they're not sleepy, they're screaming, they want oxygen and glucose. That's why some of the students go like, can I go to the toilet? Or they start to open the bag or sharpen the bag. They want to do something in order for them to wake up. They're not sleepy, but they're the 25% needs, they're just screaming, I want you to tell them to move, okay? Now, while lecturing, it's really hard, or you think, how I'm gonna make them move, like the 20 students that I have in my class. So with KAGAN, we wanna assure the nourishment every 10, 5, 7 minutes. So we do what we call brain breaks. We do class building. We will learn all this, inshallah. And then we will do some, we call it Silly Sports. That is a book for Dr. KAGAN. It's called Silly Sports and Goofy Games. This is extra. I think I'm gonna introduce around 3 from his book, 3 sports. And this is just 1 minute when you finish a whole objective, and before moving to the next task, you can do it, but it's not, just to assure nourishment or movement. The third thing your brain needs is novelty, okay? You cannot just go with one tool for cooperative learning. You cannot just, if I give you Raleigh Robin and you use it every day with every single subject, the brain cannot take it anymore. The brain needs novelty, okay? How do we assure this? Because we have many structures. With Johnson and Jigsaw, it's wonderful, wonderful tools for cooperative learning, but it's only one way to do it. And students get bored because, not because it's boring, not because the structure is bad, but because their brain needs novelty, okay? So this is what you get at the end of the workshop, okay? Inshallah. So, let's start with the first thing. I talked about it here, safety. It was mentioned in the safety, it was mentioned in the nourishment, and it also can deliver the content. The first structure for class building, and when I say class building, it means it's a structure for the class. We're doing cooperative learning not in teams, not in pairs, with the class, okay? How are we gonna assure the equity or the equal participation? Let's see. So what I need you to do first is to prepare 1 answer board and 1 marker from the team top. Just have it ready on the side, yes. Okay, just have it ready and then open your book, page 9, workbook, handout. Okay. Now the first structure for class building we will learn today is called mix, pair, share. I'm going to show you the steps. The steps first with extra notes, okay, for management, and then we will apply it. So the first, I'm going to apply it I don't know if can you see the red? Okay. I'm gonna apply it for fun questions because I don't want you to master the steps, or the first time I introduce the steps, I go with really questions from the content. It's really hard to focus on, am I doing it right as a structure, and then answering the question. So I'm gonna ask fun question, non-academic, and then I'll show you how to use it if you're actually teaching from the content. Yeah? Okay, so the first step, student mix. Put an underline mix, and then add silently. So the students mix silently around the room. And as an extra tool, management tool, you can apply, you can play music. And this is based on a study. Music releases the endorphin hormone, okay, which is the happy or feeling good hormone. So you will see, because you want them to mix silently, right? Play a music out loud, and then you will see them mixing and doing this.
Does it work with KG sessions?
We will see now.
KG 1, 2,
Once we apply it, you'll get all the ideas, okay? So student mix around the room. It's optional to play music, but you have to tell them in advance to mix silently. The second step is the teacher calls bear, or simply what? Stop the music. So this is why we use it as a management tool, okay? So now imagine this, just visualize your class. They're mixing around the room, okay? Having fun for 3 seconds, 20 seconds, up to you. And then you say pair, or you stop the music and you say pair, okay? The third step is the students pair up. When I say pair, I mean two. So they'll be like standing in twos. Student pair up with the person circle closest to them. And that is for social skills. I don't want students to start picking their friends, okay? So if my friend is there, okay, and I say bear, and they run to bear with the friend, and then the shy students will be left alone or wondering who's gonna partner with us. So it's very important condition is to pair with the closest to you, okay? Give them a high five or shake hands, that is for social skills. Student who haven't found a partner, because imagine the whole class is standing. So if I am with this one and this one and this one, if you don't have a partner, you have to raise your hand to find each other. So it's fine then if I raise my hand and the only one looking for a partner is over there, it's fine to partner with that person, okay? And that is mostly the class job. They will be like, Hina, there's no one with this one, no one with this one. They'll start to, especially the first time you apply it, they'll be like, what is happening? What is going on? But the minute you know, because we will practice it now, and they know what is the purpose of doing this, they will actually commit to the steps later, okay? Now, the teacher asks a question and gives a think time. When I talk about think time, it's only around 5 seconds. Don't give extra. The 5 seconds is what the brain needs to go and grab an information I already have in the long memory, whether it's wrong or right. After the 5 seconds, they'll be thinking of something else, okay? So imagine your class, they're standing in pairs, okay? And then I ask a question and I tell them think time, and I count silently 5 seconds in my head, okay? And then if you say turn to your partner, face your partner and share, this is not KAGAN. Who's gonna share here? From the two standing, from the pair. The high achievers or the one who knows the answer? Or the one who's willing to answer? I cannot assure the equity here. I don't know who's answering, okay? So if you don't do the next step, this is not KAGAN. You only gave them nourishment. They moved around, which is good, but this is not cooperative learning. The next step is very important, is that you have the option. You have to pick one. It's either you pick timed pair share. If you have open-ended, answers or questions, or if you have lengthy responses, okay? You go with timed pair share, and it's not think pair share, okay? It's timed pair share. If you have verbal list of answers, okay, a list of answers, you go with Raleigh Robin. We have, I want you to add this one, it's called pair share. Okay? That is if you have an answer with 1 or 2 sentences. Okay? Again, when I say partners, sorry, I mean 2 pairs. High five. Okay? So you always need to pick one. So mix, pair, the sharing part, I mean this. You go with one. So my question has a brainstorming, prediction, what do you know about, and I'm showing the title of my lesson. This is open-ended, right? So while they're mixing, I know that when they pair, or while they're thinking, I'm gonna use timed pair share because they're gonna answer forever if I don't structure it. If I have a list of answers, okay, give examples of letters, of words that start with letter S. Think time, and then I know that I'm gonna use Raleigh Robin, okay? If it is only sharing one sentence, what do you know about? 1 and 1, so I'm gonna use pair share. Okay, we're gonna use it all and show you how to use it. How? With students standing, you'll see now. Do you understand the steps? Do you understand the steps? The mix, pair, share steps. Okay. Here's another management tool. Never ask your students, do you understand? But they will answer, even if they don't understand. If I ask you to repeat the steps now, you need to open the book, but you won't have the book with you while mixing. So this is how we check for understanding, is that you repeat it with the students, okay? So we call it choral practice. When I say mix, are you going to mix around the table or use the class? Okay. When I say, and how are you gonna mix? Silently with the music, okay? When I say bear, you will bear with the closest person. Don't run to look for your friend, okay? If you don't have a partner, raise your hand, and the class job is to check who's free, okay? And then you shake hands and wait for my question, okay? Since we have male and female, is it okay for you to bear with them? Okay. Then, when I say bear, the extra condition here is to bear with the same gender. Just, got it? Just for you if you wish, يعني, if you want this. Tamam? And just wait for my, yes, you will take, this is what you will take with you, the answer board and the marker, best, okay? Okay, stand up, take the marker, high five, stand up, yes, take the board, take the marker. Okay, when I start the music, when I say mix, silently please. Use the room, mix solo. Don't hug, don't shake hands, don't do anything. Just mix, okay? Go. Okay, see, when you raise your hand, you can see that. Okay, we have one here. Girls. Okay, listen, don't sit. Don't sit, no. Okay, stay standing. Now, if you don't have a partner, if you have an odd number in the class, then this is what you need to do, is to just, you can, hello? Who doesn't have a partner? There. Okay. Okay, high five. Good morning. We had to rearrange the tables, so sorry for this. But we thought, yes, you need to sit in fours. Yesterday was a mess. While moving around and seeing the tables, I noticed Nufi teams are sitting in 2, 3, 5, 6. So we had to unjoin the tables, okay? So if you're sitting again in 6 or 5, let us know, please, okay? Oh, good? And I want you to sit with that team that we formed yesterday. In case of a new, do we have any new participants today? Okay, good. You? Okay, that will be an example. If you have absent students, how they can actually catch up with everything that you've given your students from yesterday. So we're gonna model this today, okay? If we have time, because we started late today, because of what we did, if we have time, we have a structure that will revise everything that we have learned yesterday and from today as well. Please scan the code. I'm not gonna show it again because I have different files to open, okay? Scan the code, check in. This is how you get your certificate. Please. Gonna give you a minute for this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, high five. Good, thank you. Now, remember the 7 keys. No. Okay, so the 7 keys were class building, remember, team building, management, social skills, understanding the pies, taking structures, and forming teams, okay? One of the most important things to really apply those structures, okay, to implement KAGAN structures, is to have teams. So let's talk about forming teams. With teams, we're talking about 4 students per team. Why? This is the ideal number to apply the structure. This is the ideal number to save the time in applying any of the structure. To give the time for students, the turns, the equity for every single one in the team to give the answer. Just imagine if you have 6 or 7, or it's gonna take longer and it's gonna take extra efforts from some of the students to wait for their turn, okay? So with 4, they've studied this. 4 students per team is the ideal number. Now, if we have odd number, I'll show you what to do, okay? So let me show you in 4 steps how to form teams. Some of the structures, like the one we're gonna take today, Rally Coach, you cannot apply it without forming teams. Now, you can apply class building. You can do mix pair share. You don't need teams. You can start with it next week. But when you decide to apply structures to deliver your content, you need to form teams. So this is why I got questions yesterday and I said, let's wait for today, because how we gonna, the low achievement, how they gonna understand the question, who's gonna teach them, who's gonna coach them. You remember all record consensus? Imagine the whole table is low achievers. They're gonna say okay for anything, for any answer. So what we aim here in KAGAN is to form teams with mixed abilities, with different levels. Let's see how. So open page 24, please. So the first step is to list the students high to low. So you're gonna do this for every single class you teach. Okay, so let's say 5B, grade 5B. You have the 25 names, the 20 names. And I prefer always to have it on index cards so it's easy for the teachers to move them before you fix it as a list. So you arrange, you put it in an order from high to low students. Okay? So let's say this is my class, from high to low. How do you decide which one is the high, which one is the low? And we're just starting the year. Based on what? If you don't know the students, not the previous year, don't do that. Okay? Because like for lower elementary, they all atqan, passed, right? You cannot actually take this as a real, reliable measurement, let's say, for their level. Okay? So what you need to do is to teach for a week or two, use class building, use team building, ask non-academic question, it's fine. Until you go with your gut feeling, until you know this student needs help, this is a low student, this is really good in class, this is a high student, this is like in the medium level, okay? Or you could give just a simple assessment, okay? For high school and middle school, you need to give them a test, a quiz, after 2 or let's say 1 lesson, and then you measure their level. Assess their level after you teach. By the way, based on studies, students lose up to 70% of the information they learned in the previous year. So you cannot do a pre-test to measure their level, haram. You need to wait for a week or 2 for their endurance to be refreshed. What is this? No, keep it. لو سمحت خليها زي أول. It was fine. Oh, really? Okay. Feels weird. كنت حغني لكم خلاص. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Understand? Okay. And then you bring all these index cards, or let's say the list, and you organize your students from high to low. Now you say all my students are low. Fine. The best of the lows, and then, okay, all my students are highs. Fine. The best of the highs, and then you go down to the least one. Okay? Now I have my students organized from high to low. Now I need to divide the number of the class, number of students, by 4. 4 means 4 levels, okay? I'm not forming teams yet. I'm just organizing, I'm just dividing my class into 4 levels. What are these levels? You start always by doing the formula. So if I have 21 students, what's the result here? 5, and I have the remainder 1, okay? If I have 21, yes, number of students, okay, divide it into 4. So I need to have how many students for each level? Based on this, I have 4 levels, but in each level, how many students? 5, yes. So I always start with the high. Take the top and call them high. And don't show them that they are high. This is for you, okay? And then the lows, take another 5 from the bottom. This will be the low student. I'm only dividing my class, not forming teams yet. And then remember I have 1 remaining from the students. Always play with the medium level. So I have, let's say, if I have one extra, this is high medium. HM means high medium. يعني closer to the high, but I cannot consider him or her high. And then I have the 6 students, because I have one extra, from the low medium. So in each level in my class I have 5, but only the low medium I have 6 students. Okay, if I have 2 extra, if I have 22 students, so I need 4 in each level, but I have 2 extra. Where should I put them? From, yes, if I have 2, I'll start to take 5 from the high. Don't mess with the highs, okay? Another 5 from the low, and then 6 in the high medium, and 6 in the low medium, okay? And if I have 23, for example, then I need 3 different boxes. So I'll have high, I need to put 1 in the high. When I say I need to put 1, it doesn't mean I have the index card and I'm thinking this is high. No, because I arranged them, I take the next one in the list and join it, her or him, with the highs. And then the high medium, I have 6, low medium, and then the low, I have 4, okay? That is if you have an odd number. Okay? Now, what I will do is to take 1 from the high, 1 from the high medium, 1 from the low medium, and 1 from the low, and put them in one group. And then another 1 from the high, high medium, low. So how many groups do I have? 5 groups, okay? With 2, I will show you the 2 extra, because we only need 4 per group, okay? Now, and I put the names. So for example, table number 1 has Fatma, Maha, Amira, Lama, okay? And I put them on, let's say, the wall or a chart. I ask my students, just check your name, check your seat, your table, and the seat number, because we don't make the low sits beside the high. So check your table, your seat, go and sit with the team. This is your new team for 6 weeks. Why 6 weeks? Because it's enough time to finish a unit, let's say group of lessons, assess, make a quiz, end of term, whatever, so you can actually see the progress and see if you can shift these students from low to low medium after 6 weeks with a different team, okay? Now they saw their name, they sat with the team, and you were like, I made a mistake. As a teacher, I should not put this low medium, now based on academic level, it's fine, okay? But I cannot put this low medium with this high. This is the question for you, okay? So when you form teams, what do you need to consider beside academic level? You did really well. You did really well in dividing the class into 4 levels. وسحبت 1 from each, right? I pulled 1 level from each category, let's say, or level, and I have really perfect teams based on level. But there are other considerations you need to think about when you go, like, not this high with this team. I'll take this high with this team. So using continuous round robin, remember? Okay, we're gonna start with number 2. Each suggest what other factors you need to consider. Not the academic level, خلصنا. other factors. With your team, continuous round robin. Go ahead. Each give an answer. Yalla. What factors you need to consider? You don't write anything, just verbally. Okay, let's agree on something. The high five should take the refocus signal 3 seconds, please. Otherwise, we'll leave at 2. I don't mind. High five. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Okay, let's check about your answers, okay? So the other thing that you need to consider, now we're in step 3. We're going to form teams, yes, but you have to remember, first, gender. Now I know you only have this in lower elementary, no? KG only. Only KG. Let's say that you form teams and then you discovered, mashallah, I have low, medium, high, perfect. But you put 3 boys with 1 girl. So difficult. Okay? Can I put 2 boys and 2 girls? Yes. Can I put 1 boy and 3 girls? Yes. Of course. We dominate. Okay, you need to consider this. It's really important. 4 levels, yes. But yani before, high five, before they sit in teams and you start like, oops, and you start to switch them, don't do that. You have this in your room, whatever classroom, you're doing it at home. Keep switching to see who fits with this team. The other thing is ethnicity, okay? If you want students to get along with the students from another culture, you put them, you spread them in different teams. Second language, what is the fastest way to learn another language? Immersion. Just spread them out. Just put one that really needs help with the language, with the different teams. So you discover that the low, medium, and the low, they're having issues with learning second language. Switch, okay? Take another low medium from this one and switch it with this low medium. Exceptional needs, what do I mean by this? Learning difficulties, ADHD, disability, gifted. We consider the gifted special needs, by the way, okay? So spread them out. Difficult clients, naughty ones, like they don't have a problem, they're not ADHD, they don't have any issues, they're just naughty. It's really hard to deal with them, okay? They have this personality. So you discover the high medium in this team is ADHD, and then the high is a difficult student, difficult client, naughty. Just take this one and mix or switch with another team. So you have this in mind while pulling from each level, okay? So here's my list again. I'll take one from the high, one from the high medium, one from the low medium, and one from the low. And then you check, is the team balanced? Do I need to consider the ethnicity? Do I need to consider that I have, the high, medium, and the low are really difficult students, okay? So you put the low back and you take another low with this team. And then you do the same with the second group. Yes, they look perfect. And then the third, and then fourth, and then the fifth. Okay? So now remember, I had a box, I had a level with 6 students. So I have one extra, because I have an odd number, right? Where should I put the extra, if I have one extra?
Based on
No, I know the level. I know he or she is a low medium. I'm done with the academic level. Now I'm talking about the seat, okay? Where this person, should I put him just with extra table لوحده كذا alone? So if I have and one extra, and I think it fits with group number 3, so fine. Number 3 will have low medium, 2 low medium, okay? So I have only one group of 5. So 4 groups of 4 students and one group of 5, okay? If I have 2 extra, so عندي in the high medium and in the low medium. I'm not talking about the level, the seat. 2 groups of 5. We don't prefer 5. We only we had to do it because we had one extra. Yes, 2 groups of 3. Then I'll take one from this one. We prefer the 3 because later on when we take timed round robin, okay? Or remember yesterday when I made you stand and share. Now it's fine, just imagine all the teams are sharing. 1 and then 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is standing alone sharing, which is fine. But if I have a space to add another table and make a new table of a group of 3, this means they will finish earlier than the other teams of 4, and this is better, okay? Better than having just 1 or 2 sharing. If I have 3 extra, خلاص. Yeah, exactly. I will add another table. I don't have low in this team, which is fine, or I don't have an extra level. So I have 7 groups here. Got it? Okay. This is what you will do after 2 weeks. So in the coming weeks, you will do class building. We will take another 2 class builders today. So we have mixed parent share, and we'll take another structures today, 2 structures. And you can do team building. You can ask questions that are easy from the content, it's fine, and apply round robin. You can ask open-ended, it's fine. Now when you start from the content, excuse me, when you start from the content, you're planning actually to use the structures to deliver your content, you have to form teams. It will make a difference, okay? Now, I know you have this question in your mind. Imagine this. Now, I am Fatin. I know with the science teacher, my table is 5, and I need to sit as the 4th person. Okay, so I saw it on the chart. I went and I sat with the team, whether I like it, I don't like it, that's your job as a teacher. Team building, ask from outside the content. Okay. And now the math teacher has a different chart. Okay, so my table is 7, so I'll take my stuff, go to number 7. Is it logical? Is it reasonable that every time I keep changing in every class or subject, I change my seat? And this is why we don't do public workshops. We don't have public workshops, because this is what's going to happen. 2 or 3 teachers are applying KAGAN and doing this to their students. Now, as a school, this is what you need to do. Do your job. Form teams for every single class, 5A, 5B, 5C, okay? And then sit with the teachers who's teaching 5A. I say, listen, this is the chart I got. Now, this is what we found from the experience of other teachers, that usually the level of the student is similar, is the same in all subjects except Arabic, which we don't have, okay, and math, because totally different skills. So if you will see that in science, she's okay in social studies. She can be low medium here and low medium here. If she's high medium in my class as a language art, okay, and I see she is high medium, low medium in science, can you please consider her high medium? I guess I can. Okay, and I'll shift. So this student won't change her chair or seat, except for math, could be for language art and Arabic. And for students to change their seat and go to different tables with different teams in only 3 subjects, this is nothing. It's even nourishment.
What about homeroom teachers who are teaching all the subjects?
This is even better. Khalas, you form the teams based on the level in all subjects, and you're just one teacher.
And you can keep the team for the whole year?
6 weeks. I said 6 weeks. Yeah? Okay? Tamam. Now let's stop and process the 4 steps of forming teams. Do you understand them? I said don't ask this question, okay? To check for understanding, you need to verbalize it. You need to say it to others. So I'm gonna use timed, not single. I'm gonna use timed round robin, okay? Number 1, you can of course open the book. Number 1 from each team will stand and share in 45 seconds step number 1 to the team. Explain it from the handout, okay? When the time is up, don't sit before the time is up. Sit, number 2, stand up and share step number 2, and then 3, and then 4. Let me put the timer. Let's keep it as 40. Okay, ready? Number 1 from each team, stand up. Share step number 1, go. hands and say together as four. Part one, we are an awesome team. That's part one. I don't know how to do it. Okay? Okay. And part two, yes, we are. Okay. We are together. No. Maba, join hands this way. We are an awesome team. And then flip. Yes, we are. Good. Okay. High five. Now, do you understand how to form teams? The 4 steps. Now I know you understand because you processed it, you said it, you heard it. Teacher doesn't have to be the only source of information. Okay? High five. Yeah. Let's take one of the silly sport because I know this is full now. So I want to give you nourishment before we move into a very important, critical structure for worksheets. Okay? So this one is called balloon bounce. And Naeem gave you 2 balloons, right? One better. Okay. I want you to blow this balloon with a size of a head, please. The smaller, the smallest head, okay? And then tie it. Please don't make it big. Some people have really phobia from the yalla, and then tie it. Okay, and keep it with you. This is what I said. The size of the... Do you have an extra? I think I have. No, that is too big. No, too big. No. Come on. No. This size. Come on. Okay. Yes. I need a team to model it with. Can you come here? Can you come here? Is it okay? Yes, as a team. أنا ما أعض ترى أليفة. Okay. High five. So I'm gonna model it with them, and then you can do it with your team. So you need to join connect hands, and you need to keep your hands connect hands. Make a circle, yeah. Yes, with you. Keep it with you. You need to make your hands connected all the time. Keep it connected the whole time you're playing. Tamam? So when I start the music, you need to throw the ball and keep it inside this circle, and it should be, this is where people think it's about and screaming and chasing the balloon. It's not about this. You need to be super focused and relaxed in order to keep it inside. Don't use your legs, only hands and heads. Okay? Toss it to each other, but you need to keep it inside. Let me show you. Keep it inside. No legs. You can do this, it's fine. Hands are fine. Okay? And keep your hands connected all the time. Ready? Yeah. Start. Awesome. You can use hands, by the way. No. it goes out, you go together and get it. Okay. Got it? Stay on the stage. You can play here with your team. Okay, find a spot and start when I start the music. Go ahead. So you have a space here, here. Put your chairs in. Connect hands. You can come here, you can come here, it's fine. Use this space here, Amro. Don't play if you have any physical injury. It's really hard around the table, so you need to find a spot. Come on, yalla. You need oxygen for the next thing I'm gonna explain. You're ready? Connect hands. When I say go, keep it inside, but focus, okay? Let's go. No legs. Okay, thank you. Go back. Okay. Okay. Fine. High five. Okay. You've got enough oxygen and glucose for the next, because I really need your full attention for this. Yeah. Okay, you remember the 3 classes we had from yesterday, okay? It was yesterday mainly for verbal answers, for questions with, people saying or students saying the answer. Now, today, we will focus on worksheet for this structure and more of written exercises, like the book, the workbook, the worksheets, projects, okay? What is this? Creativity. Okay. Yeah, sit down, please. Okay, open page 26. Let's role play the three teachers, the 3 classes. So for this worksheet, high five. 3 rooms or 3 classrooms, they are giving the same subject, which is math in the example we're going to do today, and the same lesson, and they have the same number of students. But the difference here, yesterday was asking question after lecturing or teaching. This time I'm gonna teach and then give you a worksheet. Okay? So let's go visit teacher A, which is, we call it traditional, okay? The practice is what? Now, when I give the worksheet to every single student, how are they gonna solve it? Solo, yeah. So I need as materials 1 worksheet, 1 paper, and 1 pen or pencil for each what? Or a student, yes. Okay? And then this teacher also is gonna play, we call it 60 beats per minute. This is the type of music that has no lyrics, really slow music, and it helps in 2 things based on studies. For relaxed and alertness. This is for the body. This is for the mind. Yes, if you want to play this for your students, while we only play it when they work solo, okay? So it should be 60 beats per minute. Find it on YouTube. Like basically slow music and no lyrics, because they'll be busy focusing on what's written in their worksheet. Okay? So this teacher is gonna give a worksheet for every single student. They're gonna solve it, and she knows or he knows about the study or the effect or the impact of music on brain and body. So it's gonna play 60 beats per minute. Okay? Now put your pencil or your pen down. Don't write anything. I'm gonna explain the lesson. I'm the teacher here. So we have, the lesson is mental math squares. Mental, okay? So this is how I'm gonna do it quickly. I'll try my best. I'm not a math teacher. So I'm gonna take the 7 with the 3. I'm trying, because the 63 is really a big number to add to any of the numbers here. So I'm gonna add 6 plus 3. 10, 10. And then I add it to the 60, 70. Now the 10s are easier to add up. So 60 plus 40, 110, and then plus 8. Okay. Let's go with the missing square. So I'll go with 15, but I'll add it to 15. So basically 14 with minus 1. 15 plus 15. 30, and I'll keep the 1, okay? Come on. Now 30 plus 30, 60, and a plus 1, the one that I kept. No, sorry. 30 plus 30, 60, and then 80 minus 60, 21 with this one. Okay? Now your turn. I want you to open the next page. One second, please. Okay, high five, don't start. I want you to solve it, okay? Solo. Page 27. Yes. Don't start. Okay. I don't want you to do this. You're sitting on one table. Try your best. I explained the lesson. Ready? Go. Solo, please. Try your best. Yeah. So open page 32. Some of you asked me, wasn't in the questions, but more of things you do if you are a group of 3, how you're gonna divide the worksheet, the seating positions for the levels, okay? So we'll take it next. You can, in the light bulb, you can write whatever ideas that goes with your subject. So in this light bulb, you have, I'm gonna introduce the social skills in this one, some management tips and hints to differentiate instructions. So you can use it to compare and contrast, okay? So if you have a worksheet like this, this is the only thing you provided for the pair.
Compare and contrast.
Yes, this is the one. It's a standard. Students need to master it, to be skillful in it. Okay, so they have 2 characters in the story, and they're comparing and contrasting from the book. That is in math. I'm giving you examples, yes. Where to use it, just examples. So if you're not teaching math, you don't have to write this. This is in writing. Rani coach, ideas, just ideas, general ideas. Okay. Now, if you're teaching computer, we had 1 paper and 1 pencil for each pair. But now in the computer lab, not the computer, if you're using computer, I don't know, do you use laptops? iPads? In other subjects, I mean. Okay, if you use this and each has an iPad or laptop, then you give them just 1 worksheet and they solve, each should solve it and work out loud on their laptop, computer, iPad, whatever, get the okay, and then write it in their Excel sheet. It's the same with the computer lab. You don't have to share the computer unless you want to save some of the, the quantity or the number of computers. So let's say B, you have this 2 plus 10. My answer is 12. Do you agree? And then A, yes, praise, you write it in the worksheet. This is if you have, if you use it, like, and then you switch roles, and then you keep until you finish the worksheet. Do I need to change the batteries? Okay? If you have only 1 laptop, so then you take the laptop exactly the same as the paper and pencil. You take it, you solve the first problem out loud, always out loud. Why the high, the low is doing nothing? Because the high is writing the answer. You stop the process, you coach them immediately. Tell the high should answer high, don't say the high, you should answer out loud so your student, your partner can give you the okay. Interdependence. Or on the floor, doesn't matter. Okay, if you're teaching a sport, the one who asked me the question, so they take the material, if it is about bouncing the ball 5 times, So he's doing it and the other is coaching. برضو if you're teaching wudu, salah, something that needs to be, so I'm opening the book and I'm following the steps of the salah or whatever, and then coaching in case of something wrong. Do you teach music here? Okay. Same. Whether you want to use the same instrument for both, for the pair, or they're sharing one, or each has one will play, the other will coach. If you're teaching language, correct the following sentence. Okay. For kindergarten, lower elementary, it works wonderfully. Patterns, and it could be written by you, it doesn't have to be printed. Fact or opinion, so these are like cards they need to cut, and this is the worksheet. So they take it and paste it in this, and then of course after they check with the pair, so the pair checking with the pair, you can of course show the answers, all the answers for them to check. Always fold. If you are planning to prepare worksheets, make sure that it's divided into 2 columns so it's easier to fold it. That was the book because I'm using it, but geometry or math, again, high school, middle school. And the good thing here, the resources are the tools that they are using. Here they're solving, they're sharing one book, and then as I said before, then the other partner can copy the answers. I don't care then if it's not cheating, it's just taking whatever efforts we did on this worksheet. Social studies. Let me tell you something, when you start applying Rally Coach, and of course you only apply it after forming teams, please, okay? Because you might have all the laws on one table and you don't know, and you want to apply Rally Coach, it doesn't work. Start with worksheets that has questions with multiple choices, or choose the right answer, or right or wrong, really easy content, and then go with the more difficult ones. Expanded forms. Here, high school, middle school. What I liked about this paper is the teacher, this is the teacher actually in Egypt. When he designed it, he put this one, the key words for the coach steps, just to remind the students to follow it. Story or reading. This is